Hi, everyone. Welcome to the So True Network with Dawn Johnson and Powers. I am so glad you're here, and I'm extremely excited to have you here for our In Tru Conversation series. In this space, we sit down with community leaders, educators, and our community voices who are making an extraordinary impact. Together, we'll explore how their journeys connect to the So True pillars: community empowerment, women's empowerment, and financial empowerment. These conversations are about truth in action, our overlapping circles with great people and their stories that remind us we are stronger together. As you enjoyed this conversation, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of our So True updates. Hello, I am here with Teena Marie Jackson. And Tina, I'd like you to share a little bit about who you are today, and let's begin to share.
Sure. So I'm Teena Marie Jackson, founder of Rule Your Data, where I help focus leader identify hidden data risks in their business so they can avoid costly fines due to data issues and also help them protect their reputation.
Okay, I love it. And it's interesting for me to hear you describe who you are today because we go way back. Way back. So why don't you get started on your memory of how we met?
Yeah. So at the time, I was in my early 20s
Mm-hmm.
and I had a new baby. He wasn't a newborn, but he was less than one, I believe.
Langston.
Langston.
Okay.
Yep. He was less than one. And at that,
How old was Amber?
Amber was probably,
How old difference in age?
she was maybe 8 at the time. Yeah, she
Okay.
was 8 at the time.
Okay.
So I had Langston. And, I had Amber when I was a teenager. I was a young mom. But having Langston, I was married, a little bit more responsible, and really got into budgeting or just the basics.
Yeah.
But I knew I needed insurance because we were buying a house, and I was looking for a insurance agent. But I was real specific. I wanted an insurance agent that looked like me, or had the skin tone,
Right.
And I saw a few. It only was a handful back then, and I reached out to you, and that's how we got started. I came there for some insurance, for I think homeowners insurance. Then I got hooked up with life insurance, and we hit it off from there.
Absolutely. And I know I was instantly intrigued by you, being a young person, um, who, was interested in managing their finances. I mean, you were laser focused on getting your financial life together. And that was I was just starting the agency. So I was like, yay! Somebody is calling and asking for this versus me kind of trying to pull them and help them understand their needs. And then, my mother always, you'll hear this over and over again. She had her sayings, and one of them was pay attention. So whenever something happens in threes, I'm like, okay, Lord, you got my attention. Something is supposed to happen here. And so you had, first of all, your name was Tina Marie, and that was like my favorite singer.
With the spelling, right?
Yes.
The
So
two E's.
the two E's. So I was like, okay, Tina Marie. So I was like, okay, either I'm supposed to vibe with her or her mama, because I love Tina Marie. And then your son's name was Langston, who was a an author that I admired. And so I just wanted to get to know you. It's like, okay, who's this old soul that's all about, she's about financial empowerment. Her name's Tina Marie and her son name's Langston. We're supposed to do something. So from that point, you were transitioning, you were adulting, you were figuring out how to navigate life. So talk a little bit about that season of life in the context of it being kind of maybe a part of your evolution and who you are today.
I think the direction for me was about family. Like
Mhm.
everything that I've done, it was rooted in family. Even when I went back to school, it was about how can I get put myself in the best position to make sure that I was being a good role model. I
Mhm.
wouldn't even say good. That's not the word. or at least just giving them options.
Yeah.
And I knew that in order for me to have those options, like I needed to expose myself. And again, I came from, a tight family,
Mhm.
but not a lot of my family went to college. And the ones that did, they stopped at a certain point. So I would say like the family value is the thing that always, positioned me, in whatever I was doing. Like the
Mhm.
ambition wasn't to be seen or heard. It was, how can I show up for Amber and Langston? How can I
Yeah.
show up for my nieces that, the people that are coming behind me, because I didn't always have that in front of me.
Yeah. And I think what I saw was a young woman who was trying to adult, be a mom, be a wife, deciding what your career path would be in the midst of that, and but wanted to be rooted in purpose. And that was our dance. Because for a period of time you came to work for me because I was like, okay, in order to answer all the questions that Tina Marie has, you just got to work for me and learn along the way.
Oh, I had the
So
questions.
you had lots of questions, but and we bumped heads sometimes. So I'm grateful for the fact that even though we challenged each other, I think you challenged me in a way to help me grow.
Really?
And yes,
I mean, you definitely challenged me in a way to help me grow.
yes. But having you as, on the team helped me steward our discussions because I think where you were in life and what you were trying to achieve, like they just couldn't be these 1 hour, once a month meetings. Like I'm like, I need to be like talking to you on a regular basis. And seeing how you operate so I could, I think, address your questions because you challenged me where I'm like, do I have an answer for her? Or, do we need to just figure this out together? So that kind of became our dance. And, I think in looking back on that relationship and how it evolved, I realized that mentorship can take on a lot of different
Hmm.
roles and it just depends on what you avail yourself to.
Yeah. And I really appreciated that time because you remember that email you sent me when you were like, we had a one-on-one, I think, and I
Yeah.
had like all of these questions, and I think you said something like, you asked too many questions without being prepared. Something like that. And the feelings that I had about that, but
Mhm.
it was so true. Like I appreciated how you wouldn't pull any punches. You would give me stuff to do that I'm like, I don't even have I don't even have a game book to, or a, how do I get this done?
Right.
But you totally was just like, if you got any questions, like, come to me.
Mhm.
But when I did get into, when I'm going down the rabbit hole,
Mhm.
you would force me, or not force, that's a harsh word, but
Yeah.
challenge me.
Yeah, there you go.
Challenge me to be more thoughtful, like think about what it is that I'm trying to accomplish and what I'm asking. But you never took the ambition away though. It was
Mhm.
just this intentionality around making sure that I was refined. And I don't even know if you had the words to tell me that, but looking back over the years, like I get it. Like that's what you were doing,
Mhm.
because as I moved through my career, like I was always thinking back to what I learned at the agency. One simple thing that I do is whenever I'm in any organization, I always talk as if we're a team. That's
Mhm.
something that I learned from you. And I've seen it where I'm on teams, and when I come there, they're not even using the language teams,
Right.
that collaborative term. But then, as I'm there and I'm using this language, I'm modeling it. Then, now I'm seeing people come through with emails, hey team, and I think about the ripple effect.
Mhm.
Um, or even when it came to giving me the opportunities to do things, like I would
Mhm.
have ideas and I don't remember a time you telling me no. If it was an
Mhm.
idea that was, just me trying something or doing something, like full range, get it done. And I made a lot of mistakes. I learned a lot. So it's definitely created a nice path for me in terms of leadership.
Yeah. And we're kindred Scorpios. So,
I
and
don't know
I'm
if you should say that on
I
record.
know, right?
And then I'm in black. Got a
That's
reputation.
okay. That's okay. They'll get it. Those who need to get it will get it.
If you know, you know.
You know, you know. And also I get I was an idea junkie, and I had to realize how to temper it because my ideas and going down certain paths cost me money. Like I'm writing a check to formulate these ideas. So I got where you were coming from and what your needs were in terms of just exploring different things to figure out your purpose in life because I always in every experience it's a reason season lifetime, and I knew that you were just there for a season to get what you needed to be a launch pad into your true purpose in life. So, where do you feel like you went from there in terms of your continued evolution? What was next for you?
Yeah, so the leadership part, I was definitely, I definitely developed my leadership skills there. And afterwards, I was looking for purpose. So it wasn't about just going back to school, it was about the why.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into social work. When I was at the agency, actually, you created an opportunity for me that would allow me to, because Langston was still kind of young. Because
Mm-hmm.
I came back to the agency a couple
Yeah.
of times, right?
Yes.
But when I was finishing my undergraduate degree, you created that opportunity for me, and I went back and I got my undergrad in social work because I was able to do some work from home stuff. And what I knew about social work was it was really about me caring about the people in the context of society.
Mm-hmm.
I worked downtown Charlotte at a company, and I remember one of the ladies having um, she had bipolar disorder, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what that was, but I knew we were in a building, no windows, and when I started to learn about bipolar disorder, I'm like, I wonder like how does this affect her? Like we
Mm-hmm.
were kind of like in a call center type office building, and she would have her downs and lows, and I was really curious.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say the agency definitely prepared me leadership wise, but then like I really understood I'm a very curious person,
Mm-hmm.
and that can annoy people. That can really annoy a person that one is not ready to face themselves. Like I realize that I'm a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Um that because I'm so comfortable with talking about hard things and just you know,
Mm-hmm.
putting myself out there with a purpose now. Like
Right.
if I don't have the purpose, like I'm probably gonna be hesitant because I'm like, is this really for me? But being able like I know that I'm a mirror. I can
Yeah.
annoy people, you know, because I'm
But
curious.
annoyed with a purpose.
I'm annoyed with a purpose. But I realized that knowing that about myself, I also had a example that when I'm with the right people, it helps bring even more out of me. Like, I'm pretty sure I annoyed you, but you never tried to like shun the ambition away. You never
Right.
like try to, you need to change. It was questions around refinement. It was,
Right.
it was things like that. So that's kind of how I've seen myself afterwards.
Yeah. And I think you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable
Hmm.
to really grow because when we use the term iron sharpens iron, iron against iron doesn't feel
It
good.
does
We don't
not.
say silk against silk. So
That's a
we
good one.
yeah, so we have to be comfortable with, that sharpness and the sparks that can come from iron sharpening iron.
Oh, I like that you say that. The
Yeah.
sparks.
Cause yeah, you
They
bring
are.
that to mind. It was sparks. Thank you so much for joining us for In True Conversations. Every story shared is another piece of our collective truth that we're presenting to our community to build together. I invite you to stay connected with the So True Network by subscribing to our channel, liking our videos, and please share this episode with someone who you think may need it. Remember, your truth matters, and when your truth and my truth intersect, we will find liberty. So I'll see you in the next conversation.